Hello and welcome to the National Weather Service Peachtree City Weekly Weather Briefing for Tuesday, November 22nd, 2016. My name is Dave Nadler, and I'll be talking to you about the weather impacts over the next several days for north and central Georgia. The headlines continue to be the extreme to exceptional drought that persists across north and central Georgia. The extremely dry conditions have exacerbated the wildfires across much of North Georgia. Obviously, the next chance for rain is what people are really looking into, and we may see a threat late Wednesday night into Thanksgiving, but we're not expecting a whole lot of measurable precipitation, unfortunately. And then as we head into early next week, there is some indication that the pattern will finally start to change, where we could see a more active and wet pattern for this fall season. You can see here the latest wildfire status, showing you the incidents across much of North Georgia and on up into Tennessee and North Carolina. There are several wildfires that are existing across North Georgia at this time, and this is taken from the Southern Area Coordination Center, and you can see the link at the bottom right of the screen. The Rough Ridge Fire is definitely the largest, nearly 28,000 acres burned. Good news is that it's nearly 60% contained, and that's up about 30% from a few days ago. The Rock Mountain Fire up in northeast Georgia and the Timber Ridge Fire up in northeast Georgia continue to burn. The Rock Mountain one is still burning and growing on a daily basis due to the wind and the extremely dry conditions. It's nearly 13,000 acres and only 30% contained. The Tatum Gulf Fire, which is near Lookout Mountain over northwest Georgia, is nearly 75% contained, and that's good news. But the wildfires continue to be an issue across much of North Georgia, and will continue to be so until we can get some appreciable rainfall. Latest drought status as of November 15th, which was last week, shows 22% of the state of Georgia in a D4, which is the worst of the 5 categories of drought intensification scale. This is up 5% from a couple weeks ago, and nearly 52% of the state is in a D3, D4 drought, which is up about 10% from the previous outlook a couple weeks ago. So you can see a good percentage of the state is dealing with extreme drought conditions due to the significantly dry period that we've seen across much of the state over the last several weeks to nearly 2 months. And there really isn't no end in sight over the next few days, unfortunately, but we hope that the pattern is going to change next week sometime. So when's our next chance of rain? Well, it looks like it'll be Wednesday night into early Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. Unfortunately, the probability of precipitation, which is what you see here, going to be pretty low, generally 30 to maybe 50% north and west of a Rome to Blairsville line across extreme northern and northwest Georgia, and you'll see that the amount of rainfall that we're predicting is not that much at this point. Nonetheless, we'll take all we can get at this point. Again, this is a weak upper level system that will be crossing the region late Wednesday into Wednesday night, bringing a few showers across the area. Again, probability of precipitation, as you can see here, fairly low, but still better than zero as we head into Wednesday night. Here are the expected rainfall amounts associated with that weak frontal passage upper level system crossing the area late Wednesday into Wednesday night. As you can see, most of the area is not going to see anything, but for the showers that do develop and move across portions of North Georgia, we may see several hundredths of an inch up to a tenth of an inch, but generally light rainfall. Again, not going to put much of a dent into the drought. Certainly not really going to impact the wildfires that much, although it'll help a little bit in the near term. But again, not looking for much rainfall, but a few hundredths of an inch possible late Wednesday into Wednesday night as a few showers move across the area. This is the forecast for Atlanta through the Thanksgiving holiday weekend, at least through Saturday. Expecting temperatures to warm up a little bit, especially ahead of the next upper level system, and even behind that, temperatures aren't going to cool off too much. Normal high for this time of year in Atlanta is about 62, 63 degrees, so you can see we'll be a few degrees above that. Normal lows in the lower 40s, so we're going to be above that as well. Rain chances are going to be minimal, but we should see a little bit of increase in moisture and cloud cover as we head into Wednesday through the holiday weekend. This is the Thanksgiving weekend forecast for Rome, Georgia, up in northwest part of the state. Similar to Atlanta, although the probability of precipitation may be a little bit higher late Wednesday into Wednesday night at around 30%. Temperatures are going to be a little bit above normal, especially as we head into around Thanksgiving. And then temperatures may cool off a little bit by the weekend, but mainly dry with that outside shot of a few showers late Wednesday into Wednesday night for Rome, Georgia. Same Thanksgiving holiday weekend forecast for now Athens, showing you again temperatures starting off a little cool, but or seasonal, warming up to slightly above normal by the end of the work week and into the holiday weekend. Chances for precipitation are very low. Maybe an isolated shower late Wednesday through early Thursday, but aside from that, mainly dry conditions for the city of Athens and surrounding areas. Macon will see mainly dry conditions over the next several days, with temperatures warming into the mid-70s by Thanksgiving Day and even on Friday. Temperatures overnight lows will be around 50. Chance for precipitation non-existent, with a few clouds though increasing, developing Wednesday and continuing on into Thanksgiving Day. And finally, taking a look at Columbus down in the west central southwest portion of the area. Again, warm and dry. Temperatures during the day will be in the lower to mid 70s through Friday, cooling off a little bit by Saturday. Precipitation, maybe an isolated shower late Wednesday into Wednesday night, but all in all remaining dry. With overnight lows and starting off in the lower 40s tonight, but then as we head into Wednesday night and on Thursday night, low temperatures will be in the low to mid 50s. Here's the big pattern change we're all hoping to see. This is a look at one of our models early next week. You can see big area of low pressure moving across the Great Lakes with a cold front extending all the way down to the lower Mississippi River Valley. As this storm system moves east and the high pressure off the Atlantic coast deepens, we should see finally a more pronounced southerly flow across the area, and this is going to increase relative humidity and moisture across parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and then on up into the Carolinas, as you can see by the blue and purple colors there on the map. We're hoping that this comes together. Medium range models are in a bit more agreement, showing an area of low pressure, upper level trough moving across the area sometime early next week, which could give us a better shot of moisture and a more organized threat for rainfall and even perhaps a few thunderstorms. So this is, again, several days out. Lots can change, but right now the pattern is looking like it'll be shift a little bit more to a more wet and unstable environment as we head into early next week, and we're hoping that comes to fruition. So in summary, dry weather will persist for the most part. We have a weak upper level system crossing the area late Wednesday into Wednesday night that may spark a few showers across west central, northwest, and north central Georgia. Any showers that do develop aren't really going to amount to much. For the most part, temperatures will be seasonal, slightly above normal through the rest of the week and into the holiday weekend. A wetter pattern is possible as we head into early next week. More details will certainly be displayed and talked about over the next few days as we get closer to the end of the weekend and into early next week. But we're all hoping for change in the adjustment in the pattern so that we can see a little bit of rainfall that could help with the persistent extreme to exceptional drought and, of course, the wildfires that continue across portions of North Georgia.